Chosen one, come closer in your spirit, because what is reaching you right now is not an accident, not a coincidence, not a random moment in your day, but a divine transmission sent directly into the core of who you are becoming. And as you listen, as you breathe, as you allow these words to touch the hidden places within you, something ancient and holy inside you begins to stir, begins to rise, begins to remember, because this day you are living in is not just another date on a calendar, not just another sunrise, not just another sequence of hours to endure or survive. This day was written with you in mind, woven into your timeline long before you knew what purpose was, before you understood what a blessing could feel like. Before you had language for destiny, this day carries your spiritual fingerprint. It is marked with your name in realms your eyes cannot see, but your soul can sense. And if you are hearing this right now, it means heaven has drawn a circle around this moment and said, "This one is for you." So pause for a breath, chosen one. Slow your racing mind. Inhale deeply. Let your shoulders relax. Feel the tension begin to slide off your body, and recognize that you did not just stumble into this video. You were guided, summoned, invited into a divine conversation where the subject is you, your purpose, your timing, your becoming, because this day is not ordinary. This day is a portal, a doorway wrapped in light, an open window between where you've been and where you are called to go. And as you stand in it, even if you feel unsure, even if you feel tired, even if you feel like nothing around you has changed, the truth is that everything within you is changing right now. Everything in the spiritual atmosphere around you is rearranging, aligning, shifting into place, like pieces of a puzzle that never made sense suddenly sliding together with ease. And though your physical eyes may still see routine, your spirit knows this energy is different. This alignment is different. This moment is charged, and it is no coincidence that your soul is awake enough to feel it. You have been through too much for this to be random. You have cried too many silent tears for this to be casual. You have endured too many hidden battles for heaven to overlook you now. So understand this. This day is your confirmation that the waiting was not wasted. The silence was not punishment. The delays were not denial. They were preparation, divine choreography, holy timing working behind the scenes of your life when you thought nothing was moving, when you prayed and heard nothing, when you hoped and saw no evidence. When you gave your all and felt empty in return, even then you were not forgotten. You were being positioned for a moment like this, where your spirit could finally receive what your mind once rejected, where your heart could finally hold what it was too wounded to believe. Chosen one, this is that moment. So let yourself feel it. Let yourself believe it. Let yourself lean into it without apologizing to your doubt or your fear or your past. Because those voices have spoken long enough, they had their time. They kept you small. They kept you second-guessing. They kept you replaying old pain like it was prophecy. But today that script is being rewritten. Today your story turns a sacred corner. Not because of something loud or dramatic happening outside of you, but because of something undeniable happening inside of you. A quiet but mighty yes rising from the center of your being. A yes to who you really are. A yes to what you really carry. A yes to the life you were truly meant to live. And when that inner yes arrives, heaven responds, the universe responds. Doors that were shut begin to sense you approaching. Paths that were blocked begin to clear. Favor that was hovering begins to land, not because you begged harder, not because you proved yourself more, but because you finally aligned. You finally stopped arguing with your own calling and allowed yourself to step into it. Even if your hands still shake, even if your voice still trembles, even if your heart still remembers every time it was disappointed, You are still stepping, and that is what this day is about. Not perfection, but participation. Not having everything figured out, but saying, I'm willing, I'm here, I'm ready to move with what's moving toward me. This day is proof that you are not late, you are not behind, you are not forgotten. You are in divine flow, and divine flow does not follow human clocks. It does not obey fear's narrative. It does not bow to the illusions of too late or too far gone. Divine flow arrives precisely when your spirit has matured enough to carry what your younger self could not, and chosen one. Whether you see it yet or not, you have grown, you have changed, you have expanded in ways you don't even realize. The old you would have walked past this message, scrolled past this moment, shrugged off this confirmation, but you stayed, you listened, you felt something resonating in your chest. And that resonance is your soul recognizing home, recognizing truth, recognizing timing. This day is not just blessing you, it is mirroring you, showing you how far you've come, how much you've healed in ways you never got credit for. How many times you chose love when it would have been easier to choose bitterness. How many times you chose to forgive when revenge would have felt more satisfying. How many times you kept believing when the evidence screamed that you shouldn't. This day stands like a living well done over your life, not the kind others hand out when they finally notice your achievements, but the kind heaven whispers when you choose to keep showing up in your soul even when everything around you says quit. Chosen one. This day is a gift and an assignment wrapped together. It is here not just to make you feel better, but to wake you up deeper, to call forth the version of you that has waited patiently beneath your survival mode, the version that is not defined by trauma, not shaped by rejection, not limited by old stories or labels or fears, the version of you that knows you are royalty in disguise, that you are favored even when overlooked, that you are protected even when exposed, that you are guided even when the path is dim, that you are abundant even when your hands feel empty. This day is calling that version forward, inviting you to walk as them, talk as them, choose as them, think as them, and as you do, you will notice your world begin to respond differently, because when you treat a day as sacred, the day treats you as chosen. When you walk through time with reverence, time opens its secret doors to you. Small decisions lead to big openings. Quiet nudges lead to life-changing turns. A simple conversation leads to a divine connection. A moment of courage leads to a lifetime of elevation. Do not underestimate what can begin under the surface of an ordinary day, because spiritually there is nothing ordinary about this one. This day is a spiritual hinge on which the door of your future is swinging, a threshold between a life of rehearsed limitation and a life of lived expansion, and you, right now, are standing in that doorway. With heaven asking you one simple thing, will you agree? Will you agree that you are more than what happened to you? Will you agree that you are worthy of what your soul has been secretly dreaming of? Will you agree that your gifts are needed, that your voice is valid, that your presence is powerful, that your light is not a mistake, that your heart is not too much, that your sensitivity is not a flaw? Will you agree that you are not a burden but a blessing, not a background character but a main character in your own destiny? Will you agree that you are chosen? Because this day can only meet you at the level of your agreement. It will honor the story you insist on repeating, and if you keep repeating the story that you are unworthy, unlucky, unlovable, then even miracles will feel like accidents. Even blessings will feel like temporary mistakes. But if you begin, even softly, even shakily, to agree with heaven's version of you, to say, maybe I really am called, maybe I really am protected, maybe I really am guided, maybe I really am supported, maybe I really am powerful, then this day will rush to mirror that agreement. Signs will intensify, synchronicities will multiply, confirmations will echo. And what once felt like wishful thinking will begin to feel like obvious truth. Chosen one, you are not being teased by the universe. You are being trusted. Trusted with revelation. Trusted with timing. Trusted with favor. Trusted with the knowledge that your life is bigger than the pain you remember, bigger than the doubt you wrestle with, bigger than the fear that still knocks on your door. And as you walk through this day, do it differently. Do it with consciousness, with intention, with sacred awareness. Whisper to yourself quietly, "This day was made for me," and watch how your posture changes, how your decisions shift, how your energy lifts. Watch how you move away from spaces that drain you without needing an explanation. Watch how you stop begging for what your spirit has outgrown. Watch how you stop chasing what is not chasing you. Watch how you stop explaining your worth to people committed to misunderstanding it. This day gives you permission to stop surviving and start living, to stop hiding and start shining, to stop waiting for external validation and start standing in internal knowing. And as you do, you become magnetic, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because authenticity is irresistible. Alignment is attractive. Truth is luminous. You will draw in the people, the resources, the opportunities, the ideas, the healing, the connections that match your new frequency, not by forcing, but by being. And that is the miracle of days like this. They do not just bring you something, they reveal you to yourself. They peel back the layers of fear and show you the power that's been there the entire time. So let today be that unveiling. Let today be the day you look at yourself with kinder eyes, softer hands, deeper honor. Let today be the day you return to your own heart and say, "I'm sorry I doubted you. I'm sorry I ignored you. I'm sorry I silenced you. I'm listening now." Because when you reconcile with yourself, heaven smiles, the universe shifts, your path clears, your destiny applauds, and everything begins to align in ways that will make you look back on this very day and say, "That was the moment. That was when I knew. That was when everything spiritually turned." Chosen one, this is that moment. Walk through it fully. Walk through it boldly. Walk through it softly but surely. Knowing that you are not walking alone, unseen hands are steadying you. Divine wisdom is guiding you. Spiritual favor is surrounding you. And this day, this exact day, is carrying you forward into the life that has always had your name written all over it.